What up, everybody? For today's video, I am going to be breaking down a mosaic I made a couple of years ago for this awesome jazz bar in Bloomington, Illinois called Jazz Up Front. Basically, they asked me to make a mosaic of their logo, so that's what I did. And without further ado, let's get into it. So here I'm receiving a kit from Twist Pixel, which basically includes all the materials you would need to make a mini cube mosaic, including like all the cubes and the frame. So what I didn't show is my design of this one and like how I designed it. I'll show that in other videos. But basically, I did the logo over this like silhouette of jazz players, which is just some cool on theme shenanigans. And here inside the kit, you see like some of the hardware that comes with. That smaller metal rod is a French cleat, which you sort of need because a cube mosaic is kind of heavy. You can't just use a sawtooth hanger. And then underneath everything is the frame, which is meant to just hide behind the cubes when it hangs. And it's basically just a thin piece of metal with some like super duper strong sticky on the back. And you just stick it to the cubes and they'll stay forever. So here I'm showing like some of the options that you have for making cube mosaics. Here's like a full-size speed cube. Like I said, this is from a couple of years ago, so the options have changed. I upgraded this, and so now like the colors are a bit better and it turns even better. But basically, it's a great cube and it's affordable, but it is still full size, so it can get a bit pricey. So that's why most people are going for this option, which is a mini cube, and it's a cheap one. So it has its issues, like it can be hard to turn, and sometimes they completely fall apart. But I'd say it's worth it because it's by far the most affordable way to actually make a cube mosaic. And then here, these are basically the same type of thing, but the stickers are shaped a bit different. But that's what I ended up going with for this mosaic for no particular reason. But these have improved since then. So like these cubes are a bit better to turn, the shades are a bit better, and the stickers are a bit better. And here I have something from GAN called mosaic cubes. And the quality of these is actually insane. They're very, very good for mini cubes. Like they twist great. They're still mini, so it can be a little bit tedious, but they turn well. They don't fall apart, and the stickers are actually like this plastic tiles. So which is nice because you don't have to worry about stickers peeling off over time or anything like that. And it comes with a frame, but they are quite a bit more expensive than the other cubes, so they're both still viable options depending on what you're looking for. So here I'm just dumping all my cubes out on the desk so that I could solve them. Something that people are always asking me after I make a mosaic, they're like, "Oh my god, like how long did that take you?" And I'll tell you, probably faster than it would take you because I'm an ex-speed cuber, so I'm pretty quick with it. But I don't know. Like probably for the average person, like a cube a minute is a good rule of thumb to go by. So just figure out how big your mosaic is. But I mean, it's going to be a number of hours. But I don't know. If you're super slow and new to it, maybe it'll take you weeks. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know. Find out for yourself. I don't want to tell anyone else how long it took me. But I mean, I usually watch a documentary or a podcast or whatever, so it doesn't really matter. It's a leisure activity. But yeah, here I go. And just like that, it's solved in a matter of seconds. And now I'm going to flip it over. So basically you got to flip the entire thing over before you stick the frame to the back of it. And this is something that I'm always telling people how to flip it right, because you can mess up. You can't just flip the columns where they are, or else it'll end up all like psychedelic looking. You have to actually like bring the column to the other side and keep doing that. There I dropped some cubes, which happens when you're trying to flip a whole like a larger column at once. But you got to make sure that you put it back right, and then you just carry on. And so basically, I mean, it works out for me because this is like a glass desk, so I could like look under there and check to make sure that I flipped it right. But basically, yeah, whatever you do, you want to make sure that you flip it so that the mosaic is going to look like the mosaic when it's flipped. And here, these are rods, so basically I'm going to put these around it to keep everything together as a square, so that when I stick the frame on it, it's nice and, I don't know, hold together. You can mess up here and like literally fling your entire mosaic across the room. So you might want to do 2 people if you're doing this. But it looks like I got lucky here and I am able to put mine together. And here's the frame. So now I'm just sort of lining it up to make sure that it's squared and what it's going to look like before I go to stick it. You know, it's kind of like a trial run. And here is the most satisfying part of the entire thing, which is peeling this protective layer off of the sticky. And that's immediately followed by the most nerve-wracking part, which is sticking it down. And you got to make sure that you're right in the center before you let it touch, or you're not going to be able to like take those cubes off without messing up the mosaic. And afterwards you push it down. I usually like to have like some toddlers jump on it or something, but I didn't have that, so I'm just using my hands. But yeah, stick it real good, and then take the rods off. There, I almost impale myself with one of them, so be careful out there. And just like that, boom, you should have a big hunk of cube mosaic that can hang on a wall. And so here what I'm going to do, which is optional, is mine is going in this public place, right? So I don't want people to be able to take cubes off, and I don't want people to be able to like spill beer on it, and mess up the stickers. So I'm covering it in puzzle glue, which is basically like Elmer's glue. It's like $3, and you just rub it around, and then when it dries, it'll dry clear, so you can't even tell it's there, and it'll just help to make sure that the mosaic preserves well. Bam. Alright, so this is Jazz up front. I'll show you where it actually came to its final resting point. And yeah, it's sort of like near the stage, and it fits in with all their other knickknacks and what have you. Sets some pretty good ambiance. And yeah, that's that mosaic. And that's it for this one. If this is the kind of thing you like, then you'll find that this channel is the sort of thing you like. So subscribe. And if you got any other mosaics like this that you've built that you maybe want me to react to, let me know and send it to me. I'm going to look for more of these that I can make so that I can break them down for you. But in the meantime, get out of here.